and Isaac Balami. But just before he continues, one more time, can you please honor and celebrate Apostle one more time?
I don't know why you keep giving me captain. Like I was saying, I came from a very, very humble background, so I'll make it very quick. I'm an activist, and then suddenly, after some SUG riot, I was asked to leave ABU Zaria. I was depressed. I felt like committing suicide because that was the second admission I was losing just fighting for people's rights. And then, about 16 years ago, in ABU Zaria at the chapel, Apostle saw me praying with my team about 16 years ago, and he said, Isaac, then I wasn't even given an admission yet into Aviation College. He said, I see aircraft. I see you going around the world. I see you doing great things in aviation. That was about 16 years ago. Because there's no way I can afford to pay millions of naira in the Aviation College. When I got the admission, my parents could not afford to pay 10% of the fee. So I became the only self-sponsored, making suya, barbecue in ABU Zaria with my aviation uniform every evening. I will make magdauda, which is local bread for 10 naira plus some meat inside. And that's how I was able to make about 300,000 naira then every month after paying 3 of my staffs. And I sponsored myself until the 3rd year when I had to read harder to pass my exam. I said, God, I need to get an international scholarship. And I said, if you can help me with a scholarship, as soon as I come back to Nigeria, I will give half of my income to the less privileged. And within 7 days, God answered my prayers. I got 3 scholarships international. It has never happened in the history of the Aviation College. I was in the college in Zaria. I was earning salary in dollars. The company from Canada and Aero Contractors paid my school fees in full. And they returned back every money I've spent in 3 years.
Somebody celebrate this mighty God. He's a faithful God.
Before I knew it, I got a house in GRA Ikeja in Lagos, my flight ticket, everything paid for till I graduated. I went to the US, sponsored by the company CAC Canada and Aero Contractors. I came back, and just like the prophet did prophesied. In less than 2 years, at about 25, 26 years old, I had become the national president for all the pilots and all the aircraft engineers in Nigeria.
Thank you, Jesus.
It didn't just stop there. The then Cecilia Ibru, who was the owner of Aero Contractors and Oceanic Bank, met me one day, and I was able to get a contract for the company, and I was just a junior staff, and she ordered that I should be moved to the board. I should join the board immediately. Before I knew it, I became a manager, and virtually all my age mates in the industry, I gave them 24 years gap in earnings and in position. Before I knew it, I began to see some things in the industry when I go to bed. And today, to cut the story short, when I started, I didn't have up to $2,000. And I said, I want to float an airline. And I said, I also want to have one of the biggest aircraft maintenance, repair, and overhaul center in the entire West and Central Africa. I kid you not, just last 2 weeks, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority gave me my operational specification. They said initially, you can't have this, it's too much. Nobody in West Africa have this kind of license and certifications and authorizations. I said, but my aim is to create jobs for the industry. Over $1 billion is being spent every year flying aircraft to Europe, America to be fixed. And I stood and I thank God for the Nigerian government, the aviation minister, the DG of the civil aviation, and the director of airworthiness. They saw the vision. Just 2 months to closing it all, when I was getting ready for the phase 4, which is the base inspection where the government need to see the equipment you have on each aircraft that you will be fixing up to A, B, C, D check inspection. And I was stuck. Some investors pulled out on me because they felt the vision was too big, and they left me at the 11th hour with my team. And I spoke to Apostle. I came to Abuja, I met with him, we prayed together. And I went back, and within 7 days, I got a phone call from Europe. And the man said that I'm the MD of this company. We are the biggest aircraft providers across the entire Europe. We've heard so much about you. Please, we want to work with you. And we want to start today. And I thought it was a dream. Maybe it was a scammer. It was a 419. The next thing, his team landed in Nigeria. They were in my office. And they said, as we speak to you right now, we have 4 40-footer containers coming under your name. They said, as we speak to you right now, we wanted to partner with other companies, but we have been advised to partner with your organization because of your track record. This company is worth over 100 million euros, 100 billion euros. Within 14 days, they used DHL to ship in equipment for aircraft maintenance worth over $5 million US. So when the government of Nigeria came to inspect, they saw that we have every equipment tools. And this vision took me 9 years, by the way. So in 9 years, myself and my team, we've been able to train and empower and give authorization to over 65 aircraft engineers. Most of them, including myself, were trained in the US. Some have work experience with top airlines in the world. And today, I'm happy to say that in the next few weeks, we'll be launching one of the biggest aircraft hangar in the industry.
Somebody, can you celebrate the name of the Lord?
As if that is not enough, we were to float an airline, and I wrote the business plan, registered the business, about 10 million naira to register about 500 million share capital. It takes a minimum of about 1 year, averagely, to get an air transport license. We got ours in 3 months. As if that is not enough, somebody called me